You know, some weeks you just build epic shit and you ship epic stuff, and other weeks you're basically just bug fixing, answering customer support tickets, and sending out emails. This week was very much a bug fixing and email sending week for me. Mm. But by talking to a ton of users this week, it became fairly obvious that LinkedIn reach once more this year is down. Yours, mine, everybody's complaining about it. I think it's just late August, holiday brain, and people are kind of checked out, locked out, not really there. So I thought, perfect opportunity. Instead of pretending that I've built something revolutionary this week, let me show you the 70% visibility hack to actually fight this algorithm slump. All right, so my mate Sabah Houdin actually figured this one out through testing. When you comment on someone's post or DM them, 70% of those people will see your next post in their feed. Let me show you why this matters. If you check out your feed, if you're open your feed right now, it's pretty much a complete mess, right? But you will notice that the posts that you see at the top are usually from people you've recently interacted with, commented on, checked their profile, had a DM with, stuff like that. So it's really, really clear that LinkedIn's algorithm prioritizes recent engagement. Right. So Charlie Hills, Richard van der Blom, I'm usually always on their posts. So this combination totally makes sense. Ralph is one of our longest continent users. You can see he used our AI image generator here. Beautiful post there. But yeah, so here's the play. How does that help you? 1 hour before you post, go and comment on 10 to 20 of your target profiles or influencer profiles. Not random people, be strategic. Use your actual project, your actual peers, influencers in your niche, people you want to see your content. Comment first on their stuff, then post. It's basically a manual feed hacking. Richard van der Blom again, I'll show you this. I think I've mentioned this a couple of weeks back. He finally busted the myth that scheduling will hurt your reach. And he's basically making it totally clear here that scheduling has no effect, but posting and ghosting has an effect. And he's mainly talking about commenting on your stuff after you've posted, but that's just one part of the story. The other part is like this pre-engagement to kind of like warm up your audience for what's to come. You're kind of like basically forcing your content into their feeds, which is a really, really cool hack. But now here's actually the problem with this. So my feed is pretty much a mess. And if you start to look at it and start to get into it, you're basically distracted instantly. And just leaving those 10 comments turns into a 20-minute rabbit hole of doom. There is a workaround that you can do on LinkedIn, which is basically by searching for people and kind of like bookmarking a search for posts of people. But you can really only do 15. It just caps out there. So that's still super cumbersome and kind of useless. I think once you have more than 1,000 connections, the feed is hopeless. Good luck finding those 20 persons that actually matter and finding those 20 profiles and finding their latest post and commenting on their stuff. Some people try bookmarking into a spreadsheet and then you start with like spreadsheets and blah, blah, blah. It is pretty painful, which is why we made this so much easier with Continent. Check that. Right. So let's say MJ Jandel is somebody that I want to interact with. He would definitely fall into the influencer bucket for me. If you open any profile with the Continent Chrome extension installed, you'll have this nice icon up here. You need to make sure that you either follow that person or that you are a first level connection. with that person for this to work. So make sure you are connected or you are at least following, and then just click the little continent icon in the top right corner. What this will do is you will now start to follow that profile in continent. And you can do this with as many profiles as you like, but it gets even better. Let me show you. So here's my feed in continent. You can already see Richard van der Blom's latest post. We've seen that before on LinkedIn. But the thing is, I can sort the people that I'm following into lists. If you click on that little settings icon here and click on View All Creators, you can see all the people that I'm currently following. And if we check down here, MJ Jandel, here he is. And already we have a ton of his posts imported, right? So I can add him to a list, like influencers, for example. And then what I do before posting, and where it gets even better, most often my VA does it for me. She logs into Continent with her own account, goes to my profile, checks those lists, and then basically I've created like lists for her to interact with. There's one that I keep for myself because I want to write those comments myself, and there's others that are like a little bit less important, quote unquote, that I'll let her do it. So yeah, you just select your list, and then you can write your comment here. You can also get AI to write the comment for you, right? We'll give you 5 suggestions. We'll learn your style over time. Easy as that. You can also give us input for that AI comment, right? You could like write kind of like what you want to say, and then click on the AI button, and it will write based on your input. It will write a comment for you. Here we go. There's usually like a very short one, some that are a bit more insightful. The short ones are usually, fair enough to use. And bam, here we have a comment. Done. But the thing really is that we don't stop there. So if you switch over to your analytics, we have comments analytics. Now check this. You can actually see all the comments that you've done, how many likes you got on these comments, how many impressions these comments got, how many replies you got. So you can really see how impactful your comments are and on which posts it really makes sense to leave comments. If you check here the first page of analytics, you can really see like how many impressions you can get. For example, 14th of August, I got like 3,000 impressions with, it doesn't say how many comments, but probably 10 comments or something. So you can also see what profiles gain you the most impressions. For me, it's Noam and Ruben at the moment. And you can really optimize your comment behavior based on these, right? So you can really make sure you get the maximum exposure possible. And just with that, you've turned random commenting in a tunnel of doom on LinkedIn into a very strategic and very manageable endeavor that takes you like 5 minutes, 10 minutes of focused work. And you know what you've done. You know why you commented on the right people, and you know how much impressions and how much, traction that yielded you after. So it just takes the guesswork out of this and the pain. I love it so much. So here's the thing. I promise you this hack works, but you got to do it. So here's the challenge for you. Next week, we are starting our September challenge with posting. Use the chance and implement that into your LinkedIn routine, and you should double or triple your reach just by doing that if you haven't done anything like this before. Because you're not waiting for the algorithm to maybe show your content to the right people. You are biasing it and you're putting your content directly in front of them. You go from, spray and pray to actually directing and conducting your content into the algo, into the feed, in front of the right people. Try it next week and please let me know if it worked for you. I know it does for me. So yeah, not every week has massive features. No big news on this front this week. But the bug fixes and iterations actually become really, really important at this point in the journey. I mean, it's what building software actually looks like. And every bug fix, every bug report means somebody cared enough to report it. And every little tweak and every little fix and every little improvement that we're doing gets us closer to building a really, really good product. Because all that often, it's not about having all the features in the world, but actually making the UX and everything that you have so stupid simple and so good that it just clicks into place for the users. And I think this is what the journey for Continent will be about for the next couple of months, to really, really hone in on that and go from 80% to 100% with all the features and all the UX. Quick reminder again, September sprint leaderboard starts on Monday, coincidentally. Perfect day for that. It's not about your growth. It's not about your impressions, your reach. It's just about consistency and flexing and building and training that LinkedIn content muscle. It will work for everybody. Analytics users, pro users, creator users, beginners, pros. It's a fair metric for everybody. So come, show up, get it done, and see if commenting will leverage your reach while you do it. As always, 2 ways forward. Path 1, test the 70% rule. Do it manually, figure it out, do a bit of trial and error, hone it down, set up your lists, and then just go for it. Execute it. Do a content trial to see if that helps you, if that makes it easier for you. The whole management. 14-day free trial. This will also kick you in to the September sprint leaderboard. Trial users also included. So if you want to see how that goes, just sign up. Starts on Monday. It's a click of a button and you're in. We'll have a WhatsApp group exclusively for participants of it, where you can help each other out. We can, discuss, bump each other's reach a little bit, and just get the content ball rolling together. Off to building more stuff, off to making content more awesome. See you next week, guys. Cheers.